Remember how hot the sex used to be? When you first met your boyfriend or girlfriend, when you first met your partner or spouse, the sex was great. And you didn't have to think about it, much less work at it. The sex was so great you couldn't keep your hands off each other and your tongues out of each other. You found someone, no more masturbating alone in your apartment. You remember. But things have changed. Oh, you're still in love, you feel closer than ever to your partner. But you're writing to me because the sex has become boring. The sex is so boring, you find yourself carving out a little alone time to masturbate. And you're pretty sure your partner is doing the same. And as much as you love your partner, as much as you value your relationship, you miss great sex. And it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem as time goes on. You don't want to cheat, you don't want to open the relationship, but you can't live without hot sex for the rest of your life. You think something is wrong with you or with your relationship because you don't desire your partner the way you used to. To desire is to want, as therapist and author Esther Perel says. But can we want what we already have, she asks. That's the million-dollar question. Figuring out how to reconcile what Perel describes as our need for security, for predictability, for safety, for dependability, for reliability, for permanence, with our equally strong need for adventure, for novelty, for mystery, for risk, for danger, for the unknown, in a world where we're expected to find all of these things in one person, is a challenge. People in non-monogamous relationships, ethically non-monogamous, both parties agreed, or not so ethically non-monogamous relationships, one or both parties are cheating, have an easier time meeting this challenge. They have predictability and security with one person and adventure and novelty with others. People in sexually exclusive relationships who want predictability and adventure, dependability and risk, safety and danger, and want all those things from one person, can have a harder time finding a satisfying answer to Perel's million-dollar question. So when you don't want to open your relationship, when you don't want to cheat or be cheated on, but you don't want to settle for passionless sex for the rest of your life, what do you do? It helps to remember not just that the sex was hot at the start, but why the sex was hot. Maybe you had sex for the first time with your partner, after one date, or maybe it was after 3 dates. And while you had a good feeling about this person, this near-total stranger, you had no way of knowing whether your hunch about them was correct. For all you knew, this hot person who seemed nice, this person you were making out with in your car or on the subway, they could be an axe murderer or an Instagram influencer. But you took a chance. You went home with them. And the sex was hot, you thought, despite the risk. You kept seeing them. And the sex kept getting hotter, and pretty soon you were introducing them to your friends, and then someone said, "I love you," and someone said, "I love you too," and 10 years later you're still in love, but you're bored. Or maybe you matched on a hookup app, and 15 minutes later this person, this complete stranger, was outside your door, and 5 minutes after that, they were inside you.